A Course in Miracles. And I've learned how to create my own miracles in my own life, and I figured I should share. Talking about miracles with intelligent people doesn't make a lot of sense. So I encourage you to open up your mind to being a child again and being open to receiving different information than what normal people talk about and what normal people think. Manifesting your miracles is actually hard work, and it's not something easy. It doesn't come to you right away, but I think I figured it out. I figured out what happens for me, at least, and it took me a lot of processing and fucking around to finally get a hold on this reality. And now that I know how to do it, I realize that I could probably teach somebody else how to do it. I'm sure 1% of everybody who listens to this is going to actually try and implement what I teach you. But if you wonder, why I'm so successful and where I'm going in my life, and you see me in the future doing all kinds of crazy stuff, you'll know that it's probably because of this technique. And this is not some business training. This is not some mindset thing. And I'm not lying to you. I don't have anything to sell you. And the other thing that I want to mention is the reason that most people stop manifesting miracles for themselves is because they get satisfied with where their life is and they put themselves on pause. They park. So most people manifest miracles when they are in dire stress or dire situations and they have to have something change, right? And then as soon as it finally does change, they go back to not trying to attain more and create more miracles for themselves. But it's very interesting to think about the fact that we can continuously create our own miracles. So here's what I've found and what has worked for me. So if you really want a miracle, if you really want to change your life, if you really want a specific outcome, it does have to do with sleeping, it does have to do with controlling your energy, and it does have to do with visualization and understanding. So before I go to bed every night, I tell myself something wonderful is going to happen tomorrow. And then the first thing that I think about in the morning when I wake up is something wonderful is going to happen today. Another one is if you want to manifest money, before you go to sleep, you tell yourself, tomorrow money is going to come to me. Tomorrow wealth will come to me. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to repeat it. You don't have to do all that stuff. You just have to say it genuinely to yourself and feel the emotion of that happening to you and feel it and hold on to it for as long as you can. They say that if we can hold an image in our mind for like more than 7 seconds, that will remember it more. So I try and hold that emotion for at least 7 seconds of me receiving cash tomorrow. Okay. And then the first thing I tell myself when I wake up is that money is coming to me today. And it does actually. And it doesn't, not necessarily it's going to happen the beginning of the day, but if you continuously do this, money will start to happen, miracles will start to happen, wonderful things will start to happen to you. Usually when we're in shitty situations is when we ask for miracles. And they usually come too. If you're still alive and you're listening and you're, soberish and you're just trying to do your best, miracles will happen to you all the time if you're positive as well. If you're negative, you're going to manifest more negative shit. But if before you go to bed, you just breathe in through your nose, hold your breath a little bit and breathe out, and you just focus on great things, wonderful things happening to you tomorrow, money coming to you tomorrow. If you're, single and you're lonely, you're the love of your life coming to you tomorrow. And then you wake up in the morning with that mindset as well, then that's how you can start to manifest your own miracles. And it's not like there's like a perfect recipe for doing this and figuring it out. But I've found a few things that might or might not help, but kind of make sense in my mind. So the reason that before you go to sleep, you have to say that it's going to happen. And then when you go to sleep, I believe your subconscious or the universe or something works to make that happen for you the next day. And then if you do this in the morning when you first wake up, it triggers in your mind to look for certain opportunities and certain things to come to you. And if you continue to do this, great things are going to happen to you because your mind will actively be programming itself to generate these sort of things or to look for opportunities more abundantly to come to you. So there's a lot of really cool things, but I think this is the secret to, creating your own miracles. So let's say you really want to get a job right? So you're going to start applying to jobs that are way out of your league, that pay you way more money than you're making now, right? And then every morning or every night before you go to bed, you're going to visualize yourself getting the job. And you're going to visualize wonderful things happening to you, right? And then eventually, as long as you take action during the day, you can't just not take action, but you take action towards what you're really trying to manifest. And then the first thing in the morning, you say, I'm going to get a really great job. And then you take action towards those things. Eventually, you're going to start getting tons of interviews, right? And then before the interview, right, you have to do it for like each step though of the miracle. I feel like sometimes it just perfectly falls in line, but the next step would be, okay, now that I have interviews, I'm going to manifest that they hire me as opposed to everybody else. So then every night before your interview and in the morning, you're going to say, I'm going to crush this interview and they're going to hire me. You're going to hold on to that feeling, and you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to say, today I'm going to get that job. Today they're going to hire me. Today I'm going to crush the interview. You're going to do the interview. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to hold on to that energy before you go to sleep that they are going to hire you. And this is where most people fuck up, right? They get anxious. They let all the what ifs, they start to doubt themselves. And it's a real interesting psychological lesson for yourself to hear what the fears are saying inside of your mind. And just as powerful as we are at creating miracles, we are just as powerful at ruining our lives and destroying our lives. Because think about it, if you go to bed with anxiety and thinking of all the shitty things that are going to happen the next day, and then the first thing you think about in the morning is the anxiety and the shitty things happening to you, you're manifesting more shitty things to happen to you. Whereas if you wake up from a sense of power and a sense of belief and a sense of positivity, the positive things are going to come to you. This is the key thing to manifesting your life, manifesting greatness, manifesting the things that you like. And it really makes you realize how much of society is twisted to not allow you to want to manifest the good things for you. You know, we eat shitty food, which screws up our energy levels. We watch shitty entertainment, which is usually very negative, and comparing ourselves to other people's lives and not thinking about our own lives is very negative. Most of the music that we listen to, especially nowadays, seems extra negative on the radio, not so much uplifting or positive. We drink beer and alcohol to numb the pain, and we drink coffee to give ourselves like a shot of adrenaline so that we are cracked out. And I do these things too. I'm not perfect. If you truly want to come from a place of love, gratitude, and peace, your life will become a place of love, gratitude, and peace. The main thing is controlling your emotions, the feeling that you get, and the main thing is also controlling your thoughts. Now, I get tore up just by like everybody else with my weird emotional states, but I've also learned that those are not the places you want to be, and there are better ways to live. Sometimes you have to stop what you're doing completely, or change your environment, or change the people that you're around in order to get to a more positive state. Because there's they say, I think Les Brown says, one rotten apple will spoil the bunch. One rotten person will ruin your fucking life. I don't think he says fucking. Will ruin your whole life. So get rid of all the negative people. You don't need the friends that, peer pressure you to party. I mean, sometimes you do to get out and stuff, but you don't need the negative people in your life is what I'm getting at. What you do need to do is you need to start to think about what are the miracles that you want to manifest in your life. And then you need to take action. You need to have a positive emotion and hold on to the feeling inside of you of what it would be like for it to already come to fruition, right? The positive feeling of it happening, okay? You need to hold on to that before you go to bed. And then as soon as you wake up in the morning, you need to tell yourself that as well. And you need to hold on to that as much as you can. And then during the day as well, take actions that are going to help you or that are guiding you towards your miracle. You have to listen to your intuition a lot of times. That's another thing. Shitty food, drugs and alcohol or whatever, they're going to block your ability to listen to your intuition, because your intuition is a lot of times it's in your gut, or that's what they say. That's just kind of how it is. And it's in your mind, and you're going to be told to do things, and you're not going to do them because you've never actually listened to your intuition before. But when you're manifesting a miracle, you have to listen to your intuition. It may not always work out. It may not lead you 100%. Don't be naive, but it's very beneficial to, when you're trying to manifest a miracle, listen to your intuition, take action, do the weird things. You never know what butterfly effect is right around the corner for you when you're doing specific things that your body and your mind and your soul is telling you to do. You have to take action. It might be even quit a job or leave somebody, which is terrible. Don't necessarily totally pick up your whole life, but sometimes that's what you need to do. So anyways, how to manifest and how to create your own miracle. Okay, this is a course in miracles. Journaling, a lot of the times people just don't even know what they fucking want. They're so oblivious to the possibilities that they could even have that they don't take any action and they don't even try. So whenever we're trying to project the energy into the next day or the next moment, you have to also understand that the universe is going to create whatever result it wants. You don't really have control over it at all, except for all you can do is project it into the next day. Once you project it into the next day, it's out of your hands how the universe will perceive it or how it will come into your reality. But this is literally like the hack to life, to having a good life. So you think about it the night before, something wonderful is going to happen for me tomorrow. You think about it first thing in the morning, and then it will happen for you. And it also works when you're trying to manifest things for other people in some form or sense. It's like, I want something amazing to happen to this person tomorrow, and I really want this to happen. You're going to see it, you're going to feel it happening in your mind, and then you're going to kind of just let it go. And whatever happens is going to happen. It's a magical kind of thing where the universe or the world or whatever is going to take that energy and it's going to manifest in some way in your day. And it's your job to start to realize that it's happening and connect the dots and realize that you can kind of make life into a game, right? The things that you really need to know, though, is you need to have your sleep schedule needs to be in check. You need to, have your gut, and you need to just be able to monitor your thoughts and your energy and your vibe. And then when you start to really figure this out, you can take control of your life and point it in the correct direction. But again, it's not going to be like, I want a bag full of money and a bag full of money is going to appear. It's going to be more like money is coming to me. You feel the energy of money coming to you. You can visualize in your hands, like circles on each one of your hands and cash flowing into it and cash coming into your hands. And then the next morning you're going to say, money is coming to me today. Money will come to me. And then you have to follow your intuition and something will happen in your day. Cash will come to you. You also have to have opportunities, though. You can't just have no realistic thing. The universe doesn't just maybe it does, though. Maybe that's my limitation. But it's going to manifest from the universe in its own way. And you have to let the universe do its own thing. You're like the orchestra. You're the orchestra. You can't necessarily control what each one of the instruments does, but you can tell them the way that you want them to play. And it's very powerful. Once you learn this technique so that you can manifest miracles into your life, change other people's lives, and start to live more and do more and be more with your life and experience all the experiences that the world has to offer. Because that's really what it's all about. The universe, it has made us cognitive beings so that we could experience the universe. Without us being able to fully experience the universe and experience new things from all angles, the universe wouldn't exist. The consciousness of the universe wouldn't exist. So first our vibration sends out and then it manifests in a way. And as soon as you master this, you can really get good at this and start to live a more profound life and manifest your own miracles and create your own destiny within this life and do more. So that was a moment I wanted to say. It's like the main thing I wanted to tell you is it's not, when you're manifesting, it's not just going to be a tangible item. It's going to be the feeling is going to be there and it's going to come from something. And if you really want to pump up this energy, you can work out. You sleep good, you eat the right kind of food, and you listen to the right positive messages, and you cut all the negative people out of your life immediately. Negative people will ruin your life. So you need to stay high vibration,
high energy. And you need to know that once you master this, you can also do it alone. And I'm not saying you should do it alone. I believe everybody has to have some sort of level of relationships and love in their life, but you don't necessarily need to depend on anyone else. You can build this relationship with God, the universe, the matrix, whatever you believe in, and manifest your own miracles on your own. You can even do it for other people, but their projection might counteract it as well. But that's not part of this. This is about your miracles and making good things happen for you. Remember, I love you and I want miracles to happen for you and I want good things to happen for you.
And then life can become a game. So before you go to bed, visualize and feel the emotion of it already happening tomorrow. As soon as you wake up, tell yourself the same thing. Visualize and see it happening today. Start to declutter your mind first thing in the morning. Get rid of get to inbox 0 in your brain, whether that's working out, whether that's meditating. Cold showers is a great way to get you out of your brain and into your body. And then follow your intuition throughout the day to take you to manifest your greatness, as well as journaling and stuff if you don't know what to manifest. Journaling is just another way also just to brain dump and get it all out of your head. And then always be looking for opportunities for your miracles to come to you and then taking advantage, because fear is the opposite. And you can get really good at this, right? So I did that interview with, he's a chiropractic doctor, and he would wake up, or before he went to bed, he would visualize having great experiences with his patients tomorrow, right? So he would visualize it going great, the energy that he would feel, the feelings he would want to have with his patients. And then he would wake up in the morning and he would do the same thing. And then that's what would happen. Okay. So it's like, if you want to take control of your life and start to manifest good things for tomorrow, or for today, you have to be able to feel the energy of the good thing happening and then put that energy into that space and then allow the universe to make it happen. Very, very crazy, very, very powerful. Another big moment that I had thinking about this whole concept is when I think about, as I was speaking before, like most people only want miracles or dreams or things to happen when they're in a shitty situation, right? And sometimes we're able to manifest amazing, amazing things for ourselves, but we are too stupid to realize that we're having amazing opportunities. Sorry, it's kind of rude. But we're too foolish to realize that the great opportunities are happening, and we start to wish for the past again. And that's when we start to decompose and go back to what we were doing. We start to rebel against our good-natured selves. And it's really cool if you start to think about it, because we're habitual creatures. We live in circles of habit, right? And again, with the mountains and valleys, how we go up and down, or as Sam Ovens calls it, like face off with the devil or whatever, we reach our highest peaks and we get our miracles, and then we get out of our comfort zone, right? So then subconsciously, how most people live, is subconsciously, they don't think about this kind of stuff. So they start to bitch and complain about how the new, out of their comfort zone things that they have, and they start to turn around and go back to the way that they were, when they were comfortable, as opposed to trying to go for their next mountaintop, their next success, their next big thing. They start to try and turn back around because, it's too much work. It's too much stress or something. You know what I mean? And in some cases that's fine. But if you want miracles in your life, if you want really big success, like most people do, most people don't want to live a boring life, or at least I don't think you'd be listening to me if you just want a boring ass life. If you really want success, though, you have to keep getting out of your comfort zone and keep pushing yourself and keep testing your limits to see how far you can go. And it's going to suck, right? Again, most people, when they think about, success and making money, they don't think about all the hard work that they had to do. So your frequency precedes form, right? So we've been talking about A Course in Miracles. We talked about how projecting the energy into tomorrow, and then projecting the energy from the morning into the day. And the reason that this works is because frequency precedes form. So how do we get into the right frequency, right? Well, if you think about the ways that we can change and we can move energy, right? Whenever your life is shitty or you're super angry, the fastest way for you to move your energy is to exercise. This is why exercise is super powerful. The other ways to control your body is meditation, silencing the mind, and then projecting the frequency that you want. And the longer that you can hold this frequency in your mind and in your body and feel it coming to fruition and also visualizing it coming and happening to you, the sooner it'll happen and the better you can get at life. And the better you can start to manipulate the world around you and create your the best possible life for you. Now, saying these things, most gurus are like, oh, you don't have to do any work. This is work in itself, figuring this stuff out, mastering your emotions, mastering your senses and your feelings and your human condition, if you will, to be able to say and wake up every morning and be like, today I want to experience this feeling. I want to experience love. And then also track that when you do it, see that it happens. And it's the weirdest thing. And I swear it feels like just coincidence. But whenever I would go to sleep and I say, tomorrow something wonderful is going to happen, or I'm going to wake up, or when I wake up and I say something wonderful is going to happen today, something happens. Miracles happen, little tiny miracles. And then I actually start to notice them. And of course, every day has its own miracles and every day has its own things. But I feel like I manifested quite a few of these. They're weird ones. They're just weird things. Good things start happening to you. Good things, and you deserve good things. You're the one that good things are supposed to happen to. You have good things happen to you. That's your life. That's why also, though, if people are negative around you, if you're around negative, garbage people, you need to cut them out of your life. Or maybe you're the negative person. You need to watch the words that come out of your mouth, the feelings that you get stuck in, the vibration. And the hardest part about this is when we have jobs, when we're doing things that we hate all day. So, and I'm not saying this is easy, and I'm not saying that you have to do this all the time. Sometimes you're just in a downright shitty mood and you get to be in a shitty mood. But it's good to focus your energy on being positive and raising your frequency, raising your vibration to higher levels whenever you possibly can. That's why Tony Robbins and everybody kind of talks about this whole morning routine thing. And the morning routine is to set yourself up for success for the rest of the day so that you can spend your day in a high vibration, having wonderful things happen to you. And if you can keep that vibration going, that'll become your regular vibration. And then you can break through to the next levels and the next levels and the next levels. It's just like this life is never ending, but it does have the opportunity for you to live a wonderful and abundant life. Even if things aren't going perfect in the whole world around you, you can have your own perfect going on inside of you, and then that will start to project to the outside of your world around you, where you'll be able to help more people, have more impact, feel more love, feel more joy, And as we get older, we tend to forget this, and we tend to even get harder and harder to project positive things and things because we're so calloused by life. We've had experiences, we've had dopamine, we're stuck in habit loops, and in order for us to really do it, we have to, again, put ourselves on manual mode and start to feel the feelings that we want and projecting the things that we want into our lives. Now, the cool part about this is when we start to master this feeling, master our miracles, master our wonderful lives, we can start to connect the dots looking back, being like, okay, I started this miracle conquest on this day. Every night before I went to sleep, I visualized it happening. I felt the frequency inside of me, and I projected that frequency into the next day. I woke up the next day. I felt the feeling that I wanted to feel. I went out into the world. I took action in the direction of that frequency, of that feeling. I listened to my intuition, and a miracle happened, or it got me one step closer to my miracle that I wanted. And then we can start to connect the dots, and we can look backwards on it, because you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. And most of the time, we connect the dots going backwards to shitty situations. So why not connect the dots backwards to positive situations, to positive things, and just look how far you've come, especially if you're trying to manifest something big and massive. Yes, maybe it'll happen like that. It's never happened like that for me. It's never just been like boom, bada bing, miracle. But actually, it has seemed like that. But whenever it actually does happen now, I can look back and I can be like, oh, okay, I started investing in myself on that day. I started really self-improving that day. I started doing all the right things that day. I started really looking at my life and taking control of my life. And then I started taking control of myself and my mindset. And I would go on walks and I would tell the universe what I would want. And I gained clarity. And then it finally came to fruition. And it happened. And I manifested my own miracle. And I want you to be able to do that too. But again, you can only connect the dots looking back. And even when you're in the moment, it can feel foolish, or it can feel naive that you believe that something, a miracle, is meant to happen for you. But then if you truly believe in it and you truly allow it to happen, it will happen. Another thing that I did personally is I would listen to manifestation things before I go to sleep. And I don't know if it was the actual manifestation that did it, and not manifestation. It's like an audio track of somebody saying affirmations over and over. It's like large sums of money come to me frequently and easily and in abundance from multiple streams of income or something, blah, blah, blah. And I would listen to these things, and I bought like a stupid weird pair of headphones that you can wear while you sleep, and it would play it, and I'd wake up sometimes and it would be stuck in my head though. And it was kind of interesting. And it's like tapping into the subconscious. Apparently, when you listen to these reprogramming things before you go to sleep, there's some sort of theta and beta wave or whatever that connects, so that's what I thought was the reason I was manifesting the miracles and the wonderful things the next day. And maybe there's something to that. I can't necessarily prove it. It is what I did though. When I was trying to manifest $10,000, I did manifest it. That's what I did every single day. And I don't know if it was the actual listening to the affirmation part, or if it was the conviction in my life and in myself, or if it was the conviction that something was going to happen. So I convinced myself, because that's like the stages of this whole manifesting miracles thing. Is first you plant the seed, and you work towards it, and then you convince yourself that it's going to happen, right? And as soon as you are convinced and you have conviction, you want it to happen. It doesn't quite happen, but then as soon as it must happen, and then you kind of let it go because you already assume that it will be, then it comes to you. Very interesting way life works. All right, but I think that's it for today. I hope you are able to manifest your own miracles in your life, and you learn something from this episode, and try implementing, mess around, get weird, and just experience all the wonders of life. Until next time, Robert Lyon signing off. Peace.